race 2 that was scheduled to take place at Wackersdorf earlier on this year. Pole position is Tommy Helfinger in the 5:06. Marco Winkler in the 5:66 will be alongside on the front row. Daniel Schollenberger, who pretty much has sewn up the title anyway, starts P3. Alongside him will be Thomas Piet, who has had pretty much the perfect weekend this season, this time around here at Wittgenborn. Stefan Grabau in the 555 will have Andreas Frenzel in the 5:03 alongside him. Lennart Schreiber will start 7th in the 5:24 ahead of Daniel Yildiz in the 5:70. Klaus Barnett in the 5:02 and Konrad Bayer in the 5:80 complete the top 10. Andreas Neumann is set to start in the 5:67 in 11th. It looks like Heiner Born is not out on the track, but might be starting from the dummy grid. It has been a pleasure commentating on this championship for the last 2 seasons. And really good to meet some more familiar faces in the paddock when I travelled over amidst the difficult times last season. Now, one final time, one final hurrah. The drivers make their way through the final corner. 14 minutes on the clock, into the tram lines for one last time. Revs rise. Are we ready? We look to be off and underway. And a good start by Helfinger to keep ahead of Marco Winkler, but Daniel Schollenberger staying in P3 at the moment ahead of Thomas Piet. Well, Thomas Piet, where is he? Thomas Piet has actually dropped down. Stefan Grabau has managed to get past as Daniel Schollenberger, his front bumper, has just tried to take a massive bite out of the back bumper of the Parolin of Marco Winkler. Just goes to show the aggressive tendencies. As oh, now that was not planned. That was not cricket either. Daniel Schollenberger was very, very clumsy, and literally, you know what they say: one good turn deserves another. Daniel Schollenberger had no right to send it the way he did. Well, he did because he had the room, but then Winkler just turned in on him. And Winkler, you know, they were pretty much alongside. So we'll wait to see what the jury's going to be out on that one. However, 13 minutes to go. And 11 drivers have started. So that means that Daniel Schollenberger has dropped all the way down to 7th. As a result of that clash, Marco Winkler's dropped down to 5th place. So Stefan Grabau now in 2nd. Thomas Piet in 3rd. Lennart Schreiber rounds out the top 4 positions ahead of Marco Winkler. Andreas Frenzel is in 6th ahead of Daniel Schollenberger. Daniel Yildiz rounds out the top 8 ahead of Andreas Neumann. Also Konrad Bayer. Klaus Barnett is down at stone dead last at this particular moment in time, because we have had now a change. Thomas Piet has now got past Stefan Grabau for position. Very important one, I might add, as well there. So Thomas Piet has got the job done on Grabau and now takes 2nd. This could provide the opportunity that Thomas Piet could have a very, very good weekend, because he's got 2.6 seconds to find. And that's going to be the crucial point now. Reason being is that Stefan Grabau, who was in 2nd, there goes Marco Winkler trying to go up the inside of Lennart Schreiber. Oh, that was close between the pair, but Schreiber keeps ahead at this particular juncture, but Winkler could get the run going through into turn 1 momentarily. So, right, 5-second time, no surprise. Well, Andreas Neumann has just got a 5-second time penalty for pushing. Wonder if they are investigating Daniel Schollenberger. That might have been classed as a racing incident. Marco Winkler is trying to get away from Lennart Schreiber. Well, Lennart Schreiber has got with him Daniel Schollenberger and Andreas Frenzel. So Schallenberger up the inside. Oh, there was a little bit of a tag. That was a bit clumsy there from Andreas Frenzel. Tagged the left rear, and Schallenberger's just lost out big time. He's just trying to go up the inside of Schreiber. Schreiber was having none of it, and I think, oh, right, I've just seen slippery surface flags. That says to me, is there more rain incoming? Going to wait to see when they come through turn 1. Not through there. It was at the far part of the circuit, so that's very, very interesting indeed, because has there been an incident where someone has dropped on the circuit? There are slippery surface flags at the far part of the track. So that says to me could be in for a little bit of a roller coaster ride for the next 9 minutes or so. So 8 minutes, 47 seconds remaining on the clock. Tommy Helfinger is leading the way. Thomas Piet is running about 3.7 seconds behind, so the gap has stayed. Now with these the slippery surface flag conditions, now that didn't come out for very long, and it wasn't around the whole track. So from my perspective, that just might have been, there might have been a little sprinkling of water or some fluid dropped on the circuit that the drivers have been made aware of. But Helfinger is now still continuing to try and open up a gap. Last time around he was a 10th quicker than Thomas Piet. Stefan Grabau was in P3, Marco Winkler in P4, Andreas Frenzel in 5th place, Schallenberger in 6th, but will pick up the title anyway, as I've mentioned multiple times throughout the course of today's proceedings. But Schallenberger still has some fight. He still wants a bit of elbows out for the last few moments of the season. We're getting towards the end of that. We've got 7 minutes and 12 seconds to go. And we are halfway through this final race of the season. It's been a long journey. We have finally got there, and the drivers have given it all to try and get themselves to the top of the tree. A new champion has already been effectively crowned this season. There have been some great battles along the way, up and down through the order. And looks like Andreas Frenzel's being pressurised once again by Daniel Schallenberger in the meantime, because this is... No, Schallenberger doesn't need to go out there and go for victory. I mean, he did a bit of a clumsy move on Marco Winkler earlier, but you know, hindsight is a wonderful thing, as they say. Winkler still is keeping pace with Stefan Grabau. Last time he was nearly 2/10 quicker than Grabau on that particular occasion. So Thomas Piet is 4.3 seconds behind Helfinger, who continues to lead. This battle here is the one that is being concentrated on the most at the moment. So Frenzel versus Schallenberger. Schreiber is 7th, Parnet is 8th, ahead of Yildiz. Neumann. Bayer has just crossed the line to start his 11th lap with 5 minutes and 34 seconds still to go. 4 minutes and, well, 5 minutes to go. And Thomas Piet holds the fastest lap of this race with a 46.669. The times have dropped off a little bit in consideration to what that was previously, but it is what it is. And the tyres have gone off. They've literally maxed out the available purchase that they will give over the course of a race distance and also over the course of a race weekend. But Schallenberger still very much has got his eyes set on getting past the driver in front. So Andreas Frenzel has just got to watch himself to make sure that Schallenberger doesn't send one up the inside at a moment's notice, because we have seen that before, where someone decides at the last gasp, I'm going to go for the move, and if it doesn't pay off, well, at least I know that I'll be fine. Well, we've seen that before, Daniel Schallenberger, haven't we? Three and a half minutes to go, and Andreas Frenzel has just jumped in with the fastest lap of the race, 46.625. He's trying to keep, he's trying to keep them, everyone else at bay, including and oh, there's a little bit of a moment there for the pair of them, and that was Schallenberger, I think, trying to go through on that front, and it didn't sort of quite work out. Oh, yeah, Schallenberger needs to sort of really stop doing the shoulder checking, if I'm honest with you here. I think he let through Frenzel back again because of the fact he knew that he'd done wrong. So that was really about it. And realistically, it just goes to show that mistakes can happen, but you want to make sure that those mistakes happen in a fashion where you don't antagonize anybody, you don't get on their side, and that has happened before, where people have gone for a move and it's not paid off and it's caught somebody out. But in the meantime, Marco Winkler is in striking distance of Stefan Grabau. It really pays to be mindful of your surroundings and also about the situation that you're in. So Marco Winkler will have definitely thought about how he attacks the next couple of moments of this race, because now he has a chance to take a third place finish at the end of this season. He's close. Very, very close indeed, and this could be the killer blow that he needs to provide in the direction, throw a haymaker, maybe an overhand right to Stefan Grabau to get past him. And this could be that moment that Marco Winkler needs. But at the moment, Stefan Grabau is staying ahead of 566 from FD Motorsport. We're into the last minute of the season for 2021. What a roller coaster ride it has been. It has been an interesting year, hasn't it? Now we get into the final throes of the race itself and of the season to say goodbye until next year. 30 seconds on the clock remain, and Tommy Helfinger is now effectively on the penultimate lap of the season. And Grabau and Winkler will be battling with every sinew, every fibre in their body to try and have that third place. A little bit of confidence booster at the tail end of the season. So the timer has struck 0 for the final time for 2021 in RMC Germany. And final lap board of the season is out. Helfinger 4.059 seconds ahead of Thomas Piet. Stefan Grabau holding on ahead of Marco Winkler for third position in the dying stages, about 600 metres of this circuit, 1.038 kilometres in length. Andreas Frenzel unfortunately has retired on lap 16, but there is the driver of this moment, the one that's going to bring things to a close here in Wittgenborn at the Vogelsbergring. Tommy Helfinger from Bühler Kart Racing on the Sodi Kart chassis makes his way through the final corner and takes the checkered to win the final race of the season. Thomas Piet takes second position. Stefan Grabau will hold on ahead of Marco Winkler by 2.5 tenths of a second. Daniel Schollenberger gets some applause, and I think he now knows, he realises it's sunk in, and he's getting every single driver getting an applause by some of the people that are actually spectating round the outside of turn number 1. Great to see that in the karting paddock these days. So Helfinger takes the victory. Waiting for our last competitor, Konrad Bayer. The 580 is the last driver to make it back into Parc Fermé. And there you go. Here's the results from the final race of this season, the 2021 season for RMC Germany. Helfinger takes the victory ahead of Thomas Piet, Stefan Grabau, Marco Winkler, Daniel Schollenberg, Lennart Schreiber, Klaus Parnett, Daniel Yildiz, Andreas Neumann, and Konrad Bayer being the last of the 10 drivers that finished. Andreas Frenzel unfortunately retired with 3 laps to go and a non-starter from Rainer Born.